then the Joker is dragged off, justice is done, and Inspector Gordon, because it is he, rings Batman up and says, well done, you cleansed the city of a menace. And all the villains go to an asylum called Arkham Asylum. They're all taken to an asylum where they gibber insanely and wait for revenge against the nature of society. And I personally think that a great shadow has been cast for 60 years on people who want to manifest the most radical forms of political identity that relate to their own group, their own inheritance, their own nationality, their own civilizational construct in relation to that nationality, the spiritual systems from the past and in the present and into the future that are germane to them and not necessarily to the others, to their own racial and biological configuration. No other tendency of opinion is more demonized. In the entire West, no other tendency of opinion is more under pressure. Two things can't be integrated into the situationist spectacle based upon the right to shop, and they're religious fundamentalism and the radical right, and they're tied together in various ways. It's why the two outgroups, the most outgroups in Western society, are radical right-wing militants and Islamists. They're the two groups that are other, that are totally outside, that are, sort of and the way in which they're viewed by the Mirror and others is as almost the level of a Marvel comic villain, almost. I seem to remember a picture from the Sunday Telegraph years ago of our second speaker. And I'm quite sure that it had been retinted, at least this is my visual memory of it, to appear darker, to appear more sinister. I remember once GQ did a photo of me years ago when I was in a group called Revolutionary Conservative. That photo was taken in Parliament Square, the square that has Churchill and Mandela in it, that square near our Parliament. Oliver Cromwell's over there hiding, Boadicea over further on, hiding further on. But that photo was taken at 12:30 and it was a brighter day than this. But in GQ magazine, it was darkened to make it look as though it was shot at 9 o'clock. And everything was dark, and because it involved so much retinting, it slightly distorted and reconfigured everything. That's because these people are dark, you see. They're the force from outside. They're that which shouldn't be permitted. Whereas I believe that the force which is for light and the force which is for darkness, because I'm a pagan, can be brought together and used creatively and based upon identity and can lead on to new vistas. But that's a rather dangerous notion, and you won't find it in the Fantastic Four when Reed Richards and Dr. Doom do battle, and you won't find it in Spider-Man where Peter Parker and Dr. Octopus, Dr. Octavius do battle with one another. You won't see it with the Aryan Captain America taking on his National Socialist nemesis, the Red Skull. You won't see it with the Hulk taking on the Buddha. You won't see it in any of these forms, but these forms have a use, and that is that they build courage. And Nietzsche says there's two things at the end of Zarathustra you need in this life. You need courage and knowledge. That's why Zarathustra has two friends. He has an eagle, which stands for courage, and he has a snake, which stands for knowledge. And if you can combine those things and synthesize them, you have a new type of man and a new type of future. And Nietzsche chose the great Persian sage as his explicator of his particular truth, because in the past he represented extreme dualism, but in the future Nietzsche wished to portray that he brought those dualities together and combined them as one heroic force. Thank you very much. Warm applause for an even warmer room. Thanks very much. I'd like to now have a 20-minute burst or gap so that people can have a drink, and then we will have a speech from quite possibly the most controversial historian in the entire Western world. Thank you very much.